So part of, are you attracted to, the body, the physical appearance of your partner? Are you attracted to the quality of their interaction with them? Do they have something to teach you spiritually? Right? So these are maybe ways that we could look and say, how do I define my relationship with my partner? And if there's a certain level of maturity or immaturity on an emotional level, right? And immaturity on an emotional level basically says, you made me angry, Instead of, I own my anger, you did something, but my anger is my reaction to something, right? When we blame other people for our feelings, this is a sign of emotional immaturity, right? And we all start there. So if you're not there, you were there, right? So there's no judgment that way, right? And we hope that you rise above that, right? But if not, have at it, Okay, so that the desire to not face your lessons and say, I'd rather just change partners, right? Like, you're pushing my buttons, and I don't like my buttons being pushed, so I'm going to find someone who doesn't push my buttons. And you work as hard as you can, and you say, that person was there, I'm going 180 degrees, and find another person who's completely opposite, right? And all your friends say, you just found the same type, And it does happen that eventually you'll find someone who pushes your buttons. They may look different. You may think it's different, but it's if you don't evolve, your vibration attracts someone at the appropriate level, right? And this is why I tell people that I work with that if you're going to break up, get closure and do your work, do your spiritual work. That means you raise your vibration. If you stay where you are and say, it's the other person's fault, I'm going to bail, then you didn't do your work, your vibrational level is the same, and you attract the same person again, right? So even if you don't know if you're going to be with a person or not, learn the lessons, right? Reflect on your experiences. If you learn those lessons, then you will attract a partner at a new level. Okay, but that's not how we think. We think, should I stay or should I go? Sounds like a song, right? Should I stay or should I go? And that's the kind of, we're so attached to that. Am I in this relationship or do I leave this relationship? But it's really, what am I learning from this relationship? Right? So some kind of closure, some kind of reflection and learning, this is the way to rise up in terms of the meridian system here. But yeah, can you be stuck in mass consciousness? Glenn Beck, Rush Limbaugh, right? I mean, aren't they telling you, don't have any individual thoughts? Here's the party line. Here are the talking points. We all have to believe this, right? And I'm not saying it's not on the right. I mean, there are people on the left that do that too, right? So we have to be individuals and have individual experiences. I think that's really important. Okay, so how am I doing on time? I said I would go through the pericardium points, and I think that's what the students want to hear. And I hope that the rest of you will appreciate this too. So back to this idea of Ming. Ming is often like heaven's mandate. Right? And our first point, pericardium 1, just to the side of the nipple, right? Pericardium 1, it has a category of window of the sky point, so it means like we look up to heaven and see, what can I learn? I'm stuck in something and I need to learn, right? This is called Tian-Chur heavenly pool, celestial pool, or pond. And it implies that there is something from heaven that is raining down. There's a message from heaven coming down. And heaven gives us everything we need to establish our Ming here, to get our destiny. In other words, if we're a seed, there's always enough moisture, enough water, enough nutrients in the soil, enough sunlight to be the most perfect expression of who we are. The conditions are there. That doesn't mean it's going to happen. The conditions are there. It's up to us. How do we navigate through these stages of our life? All right? So the first one, heavenly pool, implies that aspect. Heaven rains down on us. There's a message from heaven. It's all there for us, right? Then the next one is sort of the earth. So this is going from heaven to earth. And the next one, pericardium 2, the celestial spring, heavenly spring. This implies that there is kind of evaporation going on. A spring is where things are coming up from the earth, and water is coming up and out now. And here water is representing life here. But now we have this reverse process of earth connecting back to heaven. Right? So we want this two-way street here. Or we could say above is heaven is fire, which is yang, and below here is earth or water, because planet Earth is earth and water together, right? And this is the yin substance, and here is the yang spirit, the yang energy, the fire above. And we want the joining of these together. So above is heaven, below is planet Earth, and humanity sits in the middle. Okay? And it's said to be the best human being we can be, we need to listen to heaven and earth. Right? So heaven leads, earth follows, and then it's up to humanity to respond to that. Okay? Now, supposedly conscious human beings help to stir the earthly energy and the heavenly energy. That conscious human beings help the intercourse of heaven and earth to generate healthy conditions for the planet and for other people. Right? So this is a big deal. Human beings have the potential of doing that. Or we can pollute the air and pollute the earth. Right? So we can make our environment a healthy place, or we can make it a difficult place. And if Taoists are about responding to nature and living in accordance with nature, obviously they were very early on environmentalists. Okay? So pericardium 1, if I'm not getting that message from heaven. Pericardium 2, if I have trouble responding to that message. Okay, pericardium 2. Pericardium 3. Something like marsh at the bend. This is the translation. The bend is the arm here. So pericardium 3, which side of that? That side, yeah. Pericardium 3 is going to be marshy. You've got muddy looking water here, right? So when things are cloudy in our life, muddy, I don't know which way is up, I don't know which way is down. You know, from a Chinese perspective, I got a lot of phlegm, right? Phlegm misting the mind here. Right? Pericardium 3 is a point that we can utilize. Okay? So these are points in our body that can put us on track in our spiritual evolution. That's what I'm trying to demonstrate here. Okay? And the progression of these points suggests a spiritual progression in our life. Pericardium 4, cleft gate. Cleft points are where the channel is said to narrow. Cleft is about stagnation. Stagnation is about pain. Okay? So when life is very painful, okay? Bless you. So maybe heaven's energy isn't coming down, maybe we're not responding, maybe we're very cloudy in our consciousness. You think of the lotus, grows in the mud, comes up through the water, and is up in the air where it's clear, right? So at this point now, when life is essentially about pain and suffering, right? Pericardium 4 deals with the physical pain, the heart pain, the chest pain, right? The angina, but also the emotional heartbreak, right? So when I have heartbreak, pericardium 4. Pericardium 5, the heavenly messenger, Tianshi. Okay? This is like the guardian angel, right? I'm in pain, my conscience is muddy, I'm not relating to heaven and earth. I need help, right? So I put out a prayer, right? This, you could call this looking for angels. That's the more Christian version. Spirit guides. Maybe a little more shamanistic version, which acupuncture came from the shamanistic tradition, right? So this idea that there are spiritual entities, that we have resources in the spiritual realm, that if we ask for divine intervention, it will come. Okay? It may not come in the way that we want, but this is a crucial point of Taoism, is that you have to ask for help, right? The Taoists don't believe in, they don't come to your door Sunday morning, in a white shirt and black pants. By twos with a backpack on, right? And say, we have the Taoist news or whatever. They're part of the respect of Taoism is that you have your own Ming, you have your own destiny, your own life. And non-interference is a critical part of this. So it's not for me to impose my will on you. Right? If you ask for my help, then you're saying, and from an acupuncture perspective, you're saying, my channels are blocked. Either I have a physical pain, an emotional pain, a spiritual pain. I've got something that needs balancing. You've given me permission to intervene, and then I'll do my treatment, right? But I don't kidnap people off the streets. I don't pull them in and say, I don't like the way your chakras look. I have a vision of how your chakras are supposed to be. That's not a Taoist perspective. The Taoist perspective is, this is your life, and your life is proceeding the way it should be. You're learning your lessons the way it was ordained to be, right? In a sense, Shen goes to the heart and the brain. You can't stop your heart from beating. Well, you can kill yourself, but your heart is going to keep beating, and your brain is going to keep thinking, right? Shen is going to express itself no matter what. It can express itself in a very twisted, convoluted way, but it's going to express itself no matter what, right? So from the Taoist perspective, they have the three immortals of Taoism that kind of, nobody prays to them because they don't care about you, right? And it sounds real cold, but they have the perspective that your life is proceeding the way it's supposed to proceed, right? As opposed to Guanyin, the goddess of mercy, right? The bodhisattva of compassion, she cares about you. Right? So you pray to her. Those Taoist immortals, they go, your life is fine. It's exactly the way it's supposed to be, right? So that's one of the fundamental differences, I believe, between Buddhism and Taoism, is that the Buddhists really say that we're here to help other people, and it's our job to help other people, right? And the Taoists believe that you can only help if they ask. If you're given permission to interfere with someone's life, to enter to be invasive in their life, in a positive way, of course. But yes.